One thing a lot of people might not know about me is that I am a pretty avid book reader. I don't own too many books, mainly because they tend to be a little bit pricey. But recently, I've taken an interest in booktubers and people who do book reviews on YouTube. So I figured I would show off my small but prominent book collection. These are in no particular order except for the order I have them in the stack here. Up first, we have Suicide Squad, the official movie novelization. This is really cool. I am a huge fan of the movie. This was written by Marv Wolfman, based on the screenplay by David Ayer. Really, really cool. I haven't given this one a read yet, which is odd, but still very, very cool, and I do like the artwork. Then we have, that's going to fit into frame, I hope. It's going to go off the table. Anna Kendrick's Scrappy Little Nobody. This is a wonderful, wonderful memoir written by Anna Kendrick, who is my favorite actress of all time, so had to get that. Then there is a local radio show in Cleveland called Rover's Morning Glory. They have a member on there named Jeffrey LaRocque, and he wrote a very interesting novel called Blood in the Studio, which I do have. Explosive, like a diarrhea accident, says the New York Times. So yes, I've read this about 3 times, and it's very entertaining. Then we have Conversations with Geo. This is by Coach Paul Theodore, whom I do know personally. He is very nice. I haven't read the whole book yet, but I do look forward to eventually finishing it. Then I picked this up from Half Price Books a little while ago for $2. It's 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I read this for the first time a couple years ago. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It became one of my all-time favorites. The Netflix show is horrible. I think Catherine Langford and Dylan Minnette are really good, but the rest of the show is very problematic. I do not like it at all. Then I picked this up. This is The Wolf of Wall Street by Jordan Belfort. This is a phenomenal book. Again, another one of my all-time favorites. And the movie, of course, is another all-time favorite. I haven't read this one yet. I picked it up for $1 at Dollar General, and that was Inherent Vice by Thomas Pynchon. I do love the movie, so I figured I would pick that one up. Camera work is a little bit off here. I do apologize. Then we have, by Dustin Putman, who is a film critic and a very avid horror enthusiast, The Fright File, 150 films to see before Halloween. This is just an amazing horror lover's guide. That is him right there. He is a wonderful, wonderful writer and a very nice person. If you do ever get the chance to talk with him, he is exceptionally kind. Yes, so highly recommend that if you're into horror movies. Haven't read this yet, but I picked it up for only $1, and that is Rex Pickett's Sideways. I do have the movie, so I figured I would get the book for pretty cheap. Then I found these for $1 a piece at a Goodwill, and I figured I would get them for novelty's sake, and that is the entire 50 Shades trilogy by E.L. James. I have all the movies on Blu-ray, so I figured why not get all the books, 99 cents a piece, and they were in surprisingly good condition. Figured why not. Then the last 3 books I have to show you are 3 of probably the best books I've ever read. This first one is probably the best acting memoir I've read thus far. This is the hardback edition. I meant to get the paperback one because the paperback one is extended. But that is Bruce Campbell's If Chins Could Kill, Confessions of a B-Movie Actor. This book is just wonderful. A tremendous read from start to finish. He, of course, talks about all of his acting gigs and stuff like The Evil Dead and all that other stuff. This was published, I think, right before Sam Raimi started doing the Spider-Man movies. But he also talks about Briscoe County Jr., and there's a really, really great entertaining chapter in the book. I have to find where it is. Sorry about this. Should be more prepared. It's called Aftermath, and he sidetracks his whole story to talk about his car that he has and all of the repairs that he has to do with it. It's like a calendar and everything. It's continued on like the next page. But he said he ended up giving the car to a friend, and he said he met him at a church function like a year later, and he was expected to get reamed because he's like, oh, he's going to start yelling at me about the car and everything. He goes, I just wanted to say the car is great. I haven't had any trouble with it. So I love it. Bruce Campbell is a very, very great storyteller. If you have the chance, pick that up. It's amazing. Then we have probably my all-time favorite book, I'm not sure, and that is My Boring Ass Life, The Uncomfortably Candid Diary of Kevin Smith. This book is just tremendous. Absolutely love it. This is the expanded edition, which goes into 2008. Lovely. I love Kevin Smith, one of my all-time favorite directors. And then the final book I have to show you, I picked this up last year and I've been reading it. It's a lovely, just a very, very funny book. Probably the funniest book I've ever read. And that is Segalogy, a study of the films of Steven Seagal by Vern. This book is just tremendous. This is the expanded edition. I wish Vern would put out another edition that goes up to, I think, his most recent movies, General Commander. This goes from, of course, Above the Law to Dark Vengeance. So yes, very, very cool. He always gives statistics at the end of every chapter, which I think is great. Like Half Past Dead, like they're all like at the end of the chapters and everything. So Half Past Dead, let's see, adopted culture. He does not really adopt another culture in this one, although Ja Rule tries to teach him how to say I instead of all right. Languages, just English. A disappointment, since they make a point of him being Russian, but do not have him speaking it. Surprisingly, he also manages to avoid dropping Spanish words on the bilingual warden El Fuego. Fight and bar, sadly no, it would be cool if New Alcatraz had a bar in it, and just tons more. This is a phenomenal book. If you can get your hands on this, it goes for relatively cheap. I did not pay the price there, $15.95 for it. I paid, I think, $6.99 for it. Definitely would highly recommend it. I don't have too much more to say. If you would like me to do book reviews in the future, I definitely can. There will also be videos where you will see my face on camera. I'm in a new layout and I want to get used to the setup. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next one.